Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons: The Second Age. How are you all doing?
Good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Excellent. So, before we jump into the game, who wants to go ahead and tell me what happened the last time we played?
Well, last time we played, we had just gotten home. We'd finished up a brief discussion with Elizabeth's parent, I think.
Yes.
We'd had that sort of discussion, and we realised we have more to talk about on exactly how we're going to get a hold of some sort of catalyst for this spell. It seemed everyone was in agreement that the best thing is just go to the elemental plane of air. It's the most solid lead we have, and we don't want to be waiting around too long for another solution. So we thought, well, first we need some form of transport while we're there, because what we could gather from the elemental plane of air, despite we're going to need some sort of air travel, and none of us had reliable air travel, so that was going to be a bit awkward. Initially, our first thought was to hunt down Odoman Tarland, a curios collector who had said he'd never wanted to see us again, and see if we could bother him for something that could fly. So we headed back down to the coast. I can't remember the name of the city.
Gasport.
Casport, that's the one. We nipped back down to Casport, and when we got there, he wasn't at his spot that we knew him at, but we knew obviously that our counter-espionage agent had been in contact with him recently, so we figured we'd ask her to look into it for us while we browsed, just in case this place happened to be selling any kind of magical items that enabled flight. We didn't find anything apart from a scroll to fly, which will be useful as a backup in emergencies. And then she eventually got back to us, and our agent, that is, and said he's already long gone off to the north in a town that was a good 2 weeks travel away, like several weeks travel away, and she had no idea how long he'd be sticking around for, given last time she met him he was in a lot of trouble. So it's likely that he isn't going to be sticking around in one place for too long. Deciding it was futile to try and hunt him down, we got back in touch with Elizabeth's parent, who had a plan. So we met up in an inn room in Casport, and we discussed our plan. Their suggestion was that we could steal a fancy pleasure barge airship that had been gifted to the person that they worked for, and we could potentially steal that away for a couple of hours, and with any luck no one would think anything of it, that it had departed and returned. People would just think that's normal, and with any luck they would create a decent enough distraction that no one would even notice that we were gone. We all thought that was a little risky, so an alternative idea was simply that we would sneak out of the city, and we were informed of giant flying lizards called Quetzalcoatls that we could potentially tame and ride. We thought this to be a little bit more reliable and less likely to go wrong, or at least if it did go wrong, less catastrophically. So that was our plan. Our plan was we were to be disguised as royal guards, and we would simply be exiting the city under the guise of going on a special hunt, because apparently that would be odd, but not too odd.
It was definitely within the remit of their activities. Yes.
Yeah. So there we were, ready to execute our plan, when something seemed to go wrong, because in came another Djinni who seemed to be in serious quarrels with Khadijah, and they got into quite the heated argument. However, Grim being invisible, and the rest of us disguised as royal guards, Grim was able to cause one of the other guards that was in the room, accompanying this other Djinni, caused them to drop their keys, which made a clattering noise, made a bit of a distraction. We started to move away. We were questioned as to why we were moving, and Khadijah took the cue to give the other Djinni a big old shove and create enough of a disturbance that we were able to simply march out unnoticed. At which point we were unquestioned, basically, as we marched out of the city of Borealis, which was beautiful and full of all sorts of people. Not just Djinni, but air spirits and even several genasi, mostly air, but some fire and earth.
Water and earth.
Water and earth, sorry. We moved on through the city and out. We then went off across the bridge onto another island, which seemed to be kind of, which seemed to have some sort of shanty town slum full of earth genasi who didn't much like the guards. So we quickly used the spell fly to hop across to an island where we'd seen two Quetzalcoatl, and through a lot of rolling and a little bit of magic, Arya successfully convinced the two dinosaurs to let us ride on their backs to this extremely dangerous palace with, a Tempest residing within it, which either we believe that the palace itself may have some of the Ætrine crystals that we're looking for in its treasure vault hidden away somewhere, or potentially there may be untapped untapped growths of the crystal elsewhere on the island. So the dinosaurs took a bit of convincing, but we bribed them with a hell of a lot of fish. And when we left off, we had but recently arrived on the island and were approaching the fortress that resided upon it in a as stealthy as we could fashion.
Yes. Yeah. So under cover of the whirling storm that consumes the Citadel of Golden Spires, you made your way to the front gates, and as we left off, the four of you stepped inside the main gate of the fortress and into the Grand Hall. Oops. You should be able to see yourselves.
We can.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I can actually see a lot of, well, one room, I guess.
Yeah. So as you step into the first grand chamber, you notice that the majority of the fortress here seems to be open to the sky, in that it has like large vaulted arches above it, that whilst being open to the elements, don't seem to let in any rain. The whirling storm is actually quite subdued from inside here. You can still feel the wind whipping through the halls, but at least the driving rain has subsided. Stepping inside the chamber, you see that the the main arches that make up the tall ceiling are held up by a number of large pillars that consume the corners of the room. In the center of the room is a statue of a large, presumably Djinni figure, with a thin, wispy beard, who is under one arm appears to be carrying what could be a large boar of some kind, and the other hand is gesturing forth, holding what looks like a essentially like a large prism of some kind. The stone statue itself is for the most part untouched by weathering, but it does appear that at some point there was a grand plaque or something affixed to the front of this statue that has been forcibly torn away. From the looks of the marks around the base of it, it looks like it was literally just levered away from the stone and taken. The most notable feature of this room, however, that draws your primary attention is at the far side of the room. There is an entryway to what looks like another arched hallway that is completely blocked up with a huge amount of ice.
Must be chilly back there.
Yes. The ambient temperature in here is not very warm due to the wind, but definitely as you take steps in towards the large patch of frozen ice, the temperature does drop. And this ice is so thick that you can just about see the archway that makes up the doorway leading out of it, but beyond that it just becomes a dark, murky blue. There do appear to be two other ways out of this room, both in the top right corner and the middle left. There are essentially like less a door, more like a sliding shutter that has been drawn across the pathway. It doesn't look like it would take too much effort to slide these shutters aside, but they currently block visibility and passage before they without them being removed. What do you want to do?
Oh,
Well, I believe it's about time I cast Mage Armor
Okay, you cast Mage Armor.
and be ready.
So yes, kickstart your ward and give yourself that armor increase. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess I'd say something. I think it's best if we try and stick to the smaller pathways.
You think so?
Well, I have no clue what to expect here.
I will point out everything here is sort of Djinni sized, so it is all a little bit larger than you would expect, but it is still sort of like, it's not like towering over you. It's not giant sized.
But like relatively speaking, you've got like the very big hallway in the center, and then the relatively small one, and the medium door.
Correct.
Actually, I don't know, left and top door are same size.
Yeah, roughly speaking.
So,
I mean, also, unless we have a way of getting past the ice, we're not really going up.
Yeah.
well,
I don't think I have enough fire to completely melt through that. Not in a timely manner, anyway.
yeah. We have pickaxes, but that would be slow.
I think that'd be even slower than trying to melt through it.
depends on how it breaks, but probably, yeah. Well, let's...
But you know,
actually, we should...
I think you have a point with the smaller door.
I should probably try sneak a little. Arya, do you want to peek ahead?
You all still have Pass Without a Trace, by the way.
Oh yeah, so we should
just
stay
as a reminder. Yeah, you will want to stay close to Arya if you want the benefit from that.
I'll just go ahead and there'll just be a lump of the three of us behind her.
Yeah, for real.
Pretty much.
How long does Pass Without Trace last? Is it an hour?
It's an hour.
Okay, so yeah, you're still in the beginning portions of that.
Yeah.
It only took you a couple of minutes to get to the gate.
Nah, can't wait.
Okay. So as you approach the shuttered door and slide it aside, you are granted vision of what is inside.
Another hallway.
Another hallway.
Wow.
Although this one seems to lead into a side chamber that has seemingly doesn't seem to have any other exits. The immediate thing you notice as you begin to approach is that there are a number of like small benches that are broken in places and left abandoned, along with a number of shattered.
Or Elizabeth, are we letting Arya go ahead? Just because you're like sneaking off ahead. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. There's a number of shattered benches along with a what looks like it was once a padded, comfortable chair that are broken down, and there are a number of large amphora that have been shattered into pieces and just sort of abandoned. From the look of things, it looks like they were probably purposefully broken rather than accidentally dropped, because the bases are still primarily intact, positioned in the chamber, and they've been caved inwards. It looks at some point like there may have been combat in here, but it was presumably by the dust and aging quite some time ago.
Okay, well, not anything too exciting.
Well, I guess we'll have to try the other hallway. Doesn't look like any, but
Yeah, probably.
although it does have me mildly concerned.
About what?
Well, this is supposedly, one of, this is a powerful being here. And somebody decided to pick a fight in their home.
Well, given it looks like this was a while ago, this could have been the fight that initially drove the warlord out of their fortress, for all we know.
Yes, but that only makes it worse. Let's hope that they aren't around anymore.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Can I have a quick look around this room for secret doors?
Sure, give me an investigation check. Okay. You do not find any secret doors. You do notice. I suppose, yeah. The thing that you would notice with a 20 on your investigation check is picking over pieces of the amphora. There are painted depictions on this of what you presume from scrabbling a couple of pieces together to be depictions of the same individual that is in the statue. who is at least in the depiction that that you managed to piece together in the few moments that you spend looking through the room, is there carrying a great two-handed mace, and it looks like he's driving off some other figures which are too broken up to determine what. You don't find any secret passageways,
Okay.
but yes. And so you're approaching the shutter on the other side and opening that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you push open the shutter on this side, on the other side of the hallway there's another shutter. This one is already slightly ajar, and it takes a brief moment for you to just to pull it aside. In the chamber beyond that you can see, there are two large tables, one of which is sort of askew, that appear to perhaps have once been part of a dining complex, as there are a number of large chandeliers that hang from the ceiling. At one point they may have been sort of gold lined chandeliers, but they look like they've been basically stripped down, and anything of value has been sort of removed from them. The other thing of note in this chamber is there is a large chest of drawers that appears to have been broken in half by a heavy swing from something. And lying amidst the debris is a rather tarnished-looking sword. A longsword, by the look of things, for a humanoid-sized individual. A little too small, perhaps, for a Djinni. Although they could have used it as a smaller weapon.
Take a closer look at the sword.
You can. Give me another investigation check.
Oh, I'd rather not touch it, just in case.
Yeah, you can just look at it. A cursory evaluation suggests that it is just an old, tarnished metal sword. The design is unlike any that you've ever seen, but it's not particularly elaborate, so that isn't really saying much.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like it probably would have been wielded by somebody your size rather than a Djinni.
Doesn't look magical.
No. Especially not by the way that it's been tarnished with time.
Yeah.
Stepping further into the room, the rest of you, you notice that there is yet more ice formation. Not quite as thick this time, but it is definitely crawling up the wall in the corner here. And there are another smaller set of shutters in the back here.
I'm beginning to wonder if we should perhaps be more concerned about the ice.
A little worried.
Yeah.
Well, the ice isn't spreading at all, is it? At least not that well whilst we observe.
Not that's immediately visible, no. Oh, I did not mean to click that.
Don't worry,
Sorry.
guys, we're perfectly safe.
I
Well,
don't feel
that's Arya's ability, so don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, I think that's Arya's off
Yes.
of Arya's sheet, but
Sorry, I was moving my sheets around.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure it was just you moving the sheets around.
the absolute lack of trust is
I
And
don't
that's
trust
definitely-
anything that
And
Rob
that's
does these
definitely
days. It's
actually
like,
from Arya's sheet.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know,
I think it
Well,
is from
it's Feral Senses class ranger 18th level. So if
Yeah,
if
well,
Arya is to check the bottom of her sheet, is exactly there.
However, I don't trust that he was just, oh, I was just moving my sheet around and accidentally clicked on it. I didn't mean to, like, see if you could sense something. Like I said, zero trust.
That's fair.
Considering you told us the other day that you literally make sure to roll where we can hear it just to fuck with us sometimes.
That is valid, though. I
Yep.
would
It's
say.
valid,
He's
but
said that many times.
yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, but like the amount of effort.
you slide open the shutters, revealing another chamber beyond. This one devoid of any kind of furniture whatsoever, although it does from the like the scouring of the stone and tiles and places where it looks like perhaps shelves or something were torn off the wall, with very little disregard for the surrounding structure. It looks like at some point there may have been like large furniture in here, as well as perhaps shelves for books or something on the walls that have long since been torn away. The other thing that draws your attention is the fact that there are portions of shattered glass that reach all the way across this chamber. It looks like at some point there may have been well, I suppose looking above you, it looks like at some point there may have been a crystal glass ceiling above this chamber, but it has basically been shattered inwards, perhaps under the storm force that's raging outside. Although it would have had to have been very strong for it to break the thick glass that is lying in shards around you.
I'm sure nothing's gonna go wrong here.
Yeah. Again, you can see there are shutters in the opposite side of the room to you. This one does. The shutters up ahead don't have a mosaic tile leading towards them, but there are some in the to your right which do.
More ice as well.
Yes, more ice in the corners.
Oh, which door should we take?
Well, honestly, I think the one without the mosaic tile.
Yeah.
Because that strikes me like the one that is not one you usually show guests through.
Hmm.
Therefore, most likely to lead to staff quarters or some sort of vault.
Okay. Everyone pause for a moment. I need to. Okay. Arya, what is your passive perception?
I believe it's 16? 17.
17.
Yeah, 17.
Okay. So as you are having this conversation, out of the corner of your eye, something draws your attention. Although when you look, there isn't anything there. And then it happens again. And this time it puts you like really on edge. It's almost like the way the wind moves through this chamber isn't quite right. It's almost like it's being blocked by things that aren't there.
Can I alert the others to this?
You can. What do you say?
I think there's something here we're not seeing. The wind is moving strangely.
Seeing where.
Can I like point out where I'm seeing it?
Okay, yeah, you gesture to the locations, like sort of like roughly where you think they are. There are 4 points. Here, 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 and here.
I would like to cast See Invisibility.
Okay, you cast See Invisibility. What components does See Invisibility have? Can you remind me?
VSM.
Okay, so it's all of them. That's fine. Okay, so the moment you cast See Invisibility, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Ah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm sure that innocent click earlier
Yeah.
was not innocent.
It was a misclick. I was just checking.
Well, you know, it's always good to be sure.
Nice initiative. Oh, Grim.
And that's with advantage.
Oh, Grim.
Grim.
Oh
Look.
my god.
Grim was not ready.
Not even the powers of Danger Sword can help me now.
So you didn't click on your token. What a noob.
I'll add it in
Oh,
now.
I didn't. Oh.
411.
It's fine. The
Uh,
imp fixes everything.
Arya, you have 20 decks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Put on my
Even
dex
more.
level.
So, Grim and Kelariis, you are technically aware of where these creatures are, but you cannot see them, so you will suffer disadvantage on things that require you to see things.
Fair enough.
Um,
We do.
Elizabeth, as you cast See Invisibility and look at the locations that Arya gestures to, and you can't see anything. But the best way to describe it is that the fact that you don't see anything is what makes is what determines where these things are. In that they are like a hole in the air.
Oh god.
Almost as if, well, it's a safe enough estimation that these creatures are perhaps a composite of the air. But they are completely invisible, like standing there watching you until you basically turn your focus to them with your spell active. At which point they slowly begin to drift towards you. Arya, you again, you can't really see these creatures, but you know where they are, and you sense as they begin to approach you, and you get to react first.
Okay. I'm gonna draw. Well.
Sword or bow?
Yeah, I know. I don't know if a sword's gonna hurt them is the thing.
It's magic.
Yeah, it's true, but it doesn't do magic damage. Well, okay.
The sword does do
It does.
magic damage.
Does it?
Yes.
It's a magical sword and it has cold damage.
Oh well, fair enough. Okay, I'll drop my sword then,
Okay, you draw the sword.
and I'll move here.
It doesn't have to have a magical +1 to be magical damage.
Okay, you leap into combat. That is a hit. Okay, your sword passes through the the air in front of you, and as it does so, you feel resistance to the blade, resistance that shouldn't be there, and there is almost like a release of gas that sounds almost like an exhalation. You hit it.
Yay.
The creature in return will buffet you with its winds. That is a 10 and a 23.
Only the 10 hits.
Yeah, you mean not the 10 hits.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what. Okay, yep.
Okay.
Are you okay, Luka?
No, clearly not.
So you find this thing like rolls towards you like a wave, and hits you with like a degree more momentum than you would expect from the speed that it's moving. As it basically like knocks the wind from you, and you take 7 bludgeoning damage. This one will do the same, as will this one, and this one. So next two are against you, Elizabeth. 15 and a 25.
Both hit.
You take 7 bludgeoning and then 10 bludgeoning. Let's have some combat music. Do you need to make a concentration check for see invisibility?
I don't think so. No. It is not concentration.
Okay. Two attacks against Grim. That is a 25 and a 13.
Oh, that is 1 hit.
You take 9 non-magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
2 against Kelariis, a 16 and a 22.
22 hits.
You take 11 non-magical bludgeoning. Kelariis, you are up.
I can guess at least where the one that tried to hit me is, so I'm probably gonna just
Yeah.
attempt to swing that way.
Yeah, you have disadvantage on your attack roll. That's all.
I'll just take my 2. Wow.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. The second one hits.
Just take a swing.
Okay. So your first swing is just like aiming wildly at where you think you were hit from. The second one, you feel the resistance again as it cuts into the target. Anything else?
Not this time, no.
Okay. Elizabeth.
I have no idea how this is going to work, but let's try Taser Hand.
Oh, I should probably point out as well, these things, like, as they move and attack, they are almost noiseless. Yep, that's a hit. It takes 12 lightning damage and loses its reaction.
And since it... I mean, since it doesn't have reaction, I might as well just scooch away a bit.
Okay.
Like here.
Okay, Grim.
Well. Wait, did you end up... Which one did you end up swinging at? Was Kelariis?
The one that hit Kelariis, the one on the right-hand side.
So probably this one.
Okay. I'll just swing for the one next to me. This will be fine. Oh, I closed my character sheet. I was trying to look for it. Little did I know it was not there.
Off to a great
Uh,
start, we are.
Look, it's
Yep.
It's been a
early
while since
stage.
we did combat.
Yeah.
Well, you say it as if that's the the only excuse. Oh,
That does not hit.
okay, so that's a miss. Oh, that's probably a hit.
That is a hit, yes.
Come on, good stuff.
Yep.
And one more.
That is a miss as well. So your first swing, you feel like a rush of air as it like moves aside. The second swing connects, and you feel a bite. The third swing, you bring it down, and it just whirls like up and over your blade. Arya.
Slashy, slashy.
Trickier than that.
Oh wait, whoops,
Okay.
wrong weapon.
Same attack roll, so just roll. Yeah, that's a hit. Just roll your damage. Okay. You feel another strong connection. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. We'll have another round from these guys. 2 swings at Arya, a 22 and an 8.
Yeah, only 22.
You take 14 bludgeoning damage as it roils into you again. This one's going to move back, swing at Elizabeth again. Slam, slam. 9 and a 15.
Only the 15 hits.
10 bludgeoning damage.
And they are really chipping away at us.
Grim, 13 and an 8.
Miss.
Kelariis, 14, 20.
20 meets, so hit.
So 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Kelariis, you're up.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep trying to hit the one that's been smacking me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird, like, not being able to see them. So Clark's like, well, I don't know, I'm gonna hit the thing that's hitting me, I guess.
Yep. Hit.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
That's reasonable damage. You feel 2 strong connections, and this thing again just lets out 2 like wheezing, sputtering like exhales of wind. Elizabeth.
I guess I'm going for the same thing.
Okay. Charging up the stock. Hit. Another strong 15 damage.
I'm gonna move to like here.
Okay. Grim.
Well, I'm just gonna. I guess I would just try and. Well, I guess I'd walk around, but
Yep.
definitely try and get to this other one. You know what? I'm just gonna take the potential hit.
Okay. That is a 16.
It's a miss.
You feel it just crash into your armor plate.
So, like, if you swing at the invisible thing from 2 sides, you
It
should hit
negates the
more, right?
disadvantage.
Can't possibly dodge all the swings.
Yep. Hit.
2 and 3.
Okay.
Nice.
That is minus that, and minus that. Okay, so you land 3 strong blows on this thing, and you can feel it beginning to give under your swings until you land the 3rd swing, and there's barely any resistance left as you bring the 3rd swing down. This thing is on its last legs. Arya.
Bow!
Okay. Continue to dance with this thing with Frostbrand raised. It will try and slam you back again. 7 and 17.
17 hits.
You take 11 bludgeoning damage. This one moves in behind you again, Elizabeth.
How many? 11, you said?
11, yes. A 19 and a 24 against Elizabeth.
19 and 24 both hit.
Okay, you take 8 and 13 bludgeoning. Okay, shield broken.
Fine.
2 against Kelariis and 2 against Grim. Okay, that is a 15-14 against Kelariis.
Both miss.
And 8-11 against Grim.
Miss.
Okay, Kelariis, you're up.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna try to hit the one that's standing between me and Grim for the moment.
Yep, you don't have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Hit.
Okay.
Okay. You bring the sword down, and you like feel like a small burst of wind as this thing dissipates.
Well, rip this little thing. And I'm gonna. This is weird because I don't know really that this one's here, or do I kind of have enough of a sense?
You do. You have a vague understanding of where these things are. You're just not sure exactly where. These things do have like a faint audibility to them. So you know roughly where it is. It's just trying to gauge a swing on a creature that is actively trying to avoid you that you can't see. So you just that's why you suffer disadvantage.
It's somewhere in that 5-foot cube.
Yes.
Also, it did swing at you this like.
It did,
True,
yes.
there's the one that's swinging. Yeah. So I'm gonna step here just to where Grim was standing previously, but hit this one.
Okay.
Well, attempt to hit, I should say.
That's a hit.
Yeah, I'll give Grim slightly less distance to walk.
Okay.
Look.
It's very nice of you.
Elizabeth.
It's fine. His legs can walk.
Yeah, we're gonna zap.
Okay.
Like that.
Another strong jolt.
And then I think.
Yeah. I suppose when you shocking grasp this creature, it's like you don't so much grab hold of it as you feel the resistance and you watch the electricity like jump through the moisture in the air in front of you.
Cool. But
You imagine
I'm
just
then
suddenly
gonna
seeing a
use-
shock of the creature.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my bonus action to swoop
Ah, yes. Zoop.
and then move to there.
Okay. Granting Arya advantage. Grim.
Well, I guess I just swing to be sure, like at least once. Maybe twice.
Well, you probably felt the same impact that Kelariis did when the creature vanished, so you don't.
Oh, okay.
You probably are aware that this thing is defeated.
Also, why would
Just, like,
Kelariis just
drag
walk
your
away if she
sword.
wasn't sure it was dead?
Yeah. Well, yeah. From watching Kelariis's behavior as well. So.
Ah, yes.
Please, does Grim really think I'd walk away from a puff of air? If I didn't think I was done dealing with it.
Perhaps you
I was
got
like,
blasted
"Run
away
away!"
in the other direction.
I mean-
run away!
You did run directly through a cloud of bees to try and fight a hellhound. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look.
he was the one time the sword actually made a difference. The curse.
Good times.
Oh.
Good times.
But yeah. So here we go. And I will swing.
Okay. First one hits. Second one does not.
There we go. You know what? I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but I'll shield. I'll try to slam it to the ground as my shield.
Okay.
It's I don't think it can get knocked prone, can it? But
It cannot get knocked prone. No.
then it is a futile attempt. Just wafting my shield at the air.
I was gonna say, Grim's just like waving his shield around in front of me. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Arya,
I
you're up,
try.
and you have advantage this time.
Hey,
Do it.
do it.
Do it now.
If I wave hard enough, maybe I can blow it away.
Oh, and this is a dexterity, so we finally get to use the thing that you never ever get to use, which is where you actually get to roll a third time
Oh shit.
because of elven
Oh,
accuracy.
yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh.
That's right.
Does that apply
Was-
to dex melee weapons?
Yes,
Any
Wild.
dex attack.
it's any dex or intelligence based.
Or wisdom, even, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's wisdom as well, a based attack roll. So that's a 31 total. So yeah,
I think you hit it.
you did.
Yeah, I think I did. Wow, that really sucks damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
The Stalker is going to float in to use the advantage against Grim. The one fighting Elizabeth and Arya will take one swing at Elizabeth and one swing at Arya. 15 against Elizabeth, 11 against Arya.
That's a hit.
Okay, 10 against you, Elizabeth. Kelariis, a 23 and an 18.
23 hits.
You take 8 bludgeoning. And against Grim, oh, that is a natural 20 thanks to advantage, and a 21.
Oops.
That's actually meeting meeting is a hit, so yeah, double
Yes. So that is 19 bludgeoning followed by 13 bludgeoning. Non-magical.
hit. Okay, 19 and 13.
So that becomes 16 and 10.
Yes.
Well, Grim, it was nice knowing you.
He's fine.
Death by an air.
20
Just above the air.
is not going to kill Grim. Come
I
on.
know, I'm making a joke.
Look. I'm
Kelariis,
surrounded
you're
by
up.
air. What am I gonna do?
I gotta keep swinging at this one in the middle.
Oh no.
God.
Hit.
I don't know if I'm assuming that it's still doing okay, but I figured I should roll one.
Yeah, it's still
Never mind.
intact. You need to roll that with advantage, by the way.
I
No.
can't see it.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you can't see it. Good point. So that is a miss.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Look, hitting a puff of air is hard, it turns out.
I like Ferrous was trying so hard to help you, but no.
Okay, yeah, that's 23. That's the elemental in front of you is not looking so great. Grim.
Well, I did get stabbed in the back, but it's probably better to stab the front first.
You got punched in the back, like hitting you in the
It's a-
kidneys.
It's an air stab.
It's an air stab.
Oh, crit.
There you go.
Oh.
Well, I
learned the air
okay.
fucking demolish
winning?
this.
Are you winning, son?
Are you winning, son?
Apparently.
This thing
Maybe.
is like on its last legs.
Breathe on
Oh.
it.
No, don't. That'll make it stronger.
Oh shit.
Whacked it with
No,
your
but if you
shield.
blow it really, really hard, you just like disperse it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's like
Fine.
another good roll. Man, I'm rolling real good right now.
Yeah, you apply brute force to the stiff breeze, and it ceases to exist.
And I'll do a very big 180 swing towards
Just
the other one.
what? Douche. Overhead like jumping swing.
No,
Yep.
it's a legend. He does a Legend of Zelda spin attack.
You have to do yell. Legally.
No.
God damn it.
Well, you guys would know.
Arya.
Then he kills the arrow until he just rolls away.
Bye.
Yup. That's a hit.
Hey, maybe that's how Grim gets to 30 feet movement speed. Just needs to start forward rolling.
This air elemental is definitely looking rough now. It will take again one swing at Elizabeth and one swing at Arya. 18 against Elizabeth, 10 against Arya.
Yep, hit.
12 bludgeoning to Elizabeth. The one remaining will swing twice at Grim for 7 and 15.
Miss.
Okay, Kelariis, you're up.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna go take a walk. And help out Grim. He's getting smacked around by some wind.
It's fine. No, we could
okay.
do like a special move. I could
2
like hold my
hits.
shield up and you could jump over it, like,
And just stab into the ground.
and then just stab into the ground.
I don't know. Look, I believe in Grim. I don't know if Grim can support Kelariis' weight in full armor.
Well, I don't have to support it for long, and I don't have to lift you.
The air elemental
Sure.
is very weak. Elizabeth.
Can you guess what happens next?
No.
Bzzzt.
Okay, yep, you destroy the air elemental.
Yay.
Little touches of death.
And Grim.
Well, I would like it to explode so my hair can just like flow in the wind. So, no.
Have a bun. It's not gonna flow anywhere.
Oh, here's the thing. You just as you destroy, you just rip your hair tie out.
Yep, yeah, you destroy it. And again, there's another like blast of air as this thing disintegrates. And with that, the invisible assailants are defeated, and I need a dice roll from one of you. I need a D100 roll.
Well, so how?
I'm not allowed to roll it.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like,
Cool.
I feel like it should be one of you two, like either Arya or Kelariis, or well, I guess it's not the characters actually rolling.
Yeah,
The
it's
character
just
gets
It
out
is
the
not.
D100 and rolls.
we just pause. We dig out some dice.
Yes.
Oh,
Throw it on the ground.
This is representing the group as a whole, so it doesn't actually matter who rolls it as long as somebody rolls it.
Minnie, why don't you roll it?
Do it, Luka.
Grim's like a weird pseudo leader.
Oh no!
Yeah, I guess.
I'm weird
but-
pseudo leader.
Well, technically, he's the boss.
Back off.
You know what?
Okay.
It's-
Oh my god, Luka!
I didn't even hear what she
well,
said.
well, oh, that's an old meme.
That's really old.
It's an older meme, sir, but it checks out.
I didn't even hear what she said. What did she...
I said I'm boss. Back off.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's old, but also very specific.
Yes.
So, as the combat comes to a close, the storm outside picks up and rages like heavily for a moment before settling down a little. Rougher than it was before, but it settled down from its moment of agitation.
You don't think that, Tempest thing noticed that, do you?
I mean, probably would have been more angry if they had noticed, right?
Shrugs.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Profit? I don't know.
That is kind of just what we're doing, right?
Yeah, step 1, ride on dinosaurs. Step 2, raid fortress. Step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4, profit.
Although there's no question marks in our equation.
I think there's probably some question marks. I just think you
Well, there's question marks, so it's like,
Look,
is there
I guess
Ætrine
that's
here?
true.
Who knows?
But
I guess it's more like step 3, get Ætrine. Step 4, profit?
well, but yeah. So like was it more like so? Was a sound? The sounds kind of made us think that, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
well, visibly as well, like with the howling of the wind and the pulsing of the rain. The storm definitely like got more intense as the battle sort of raged, and then it sort of like settled down a bit, but it is still now more aggressive than it was before.
So You guys don't think we could, like, hope it's stuck in the ice, we free it, and it's grateful? And gives us a crystal?
I feel like that's being a bit hopeful.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's a lot of optimism.
But, you know.
Should we press on through this door? Shutter? Thing?
Yep.
Yes.
Elizabeth, you push aside the shutters and look onwards into what possibly was at one point a kitchen.
Okay.
Look at that, my assessment was correct. This does lead to non-guest / staff areas.
It does. Yeah, and as you step in, there are a number of workstations set out that look like at one point they may have been used for food preparation. There is a large empty iron stove where the door still hangs open, and a small stone emplacement that looks like it may once have been used to heat pots and pans. The rest of the place is long since stripped bare, but there is a stone staircase that winds downwards.
You know, that looks promising for underground storage. Although it might be, you know, just a wine cellar, but worth checking out, right?
Like, considering the size of this place, I doubt they'd hide it in the kitchen. Or, well, I assume this is the kitchen. But we might as well have a look.
Okay, so as a group, you're making your way down the stairs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you slowly make your way down into the area below. Underneath it is about the same size as the area above you, and it appears to be, as Elizabeth estimated, a wine cellar and cold store of sorts. Set like a short way up into the ceiling is a large wooden hatch that looks like it at some point may have provided deliveries from the outside. But again, this place has been mostly stripped clean, with aside from a handful of cast iron utensils that are just sort of lying around. Oddly enough, like as you go down into the area that is supposed to be the cold store, it is actually less cold than the rest of the building. Though you expect that may not have always been the case.
I guess it's a bit more insulated down here.
Yes, there is definitely not a howling gale and no massive ice walls.
Okay. Well,
There's not a secret door in here, is there?
Give me an investigation check. No.
Cool. Okay, well. So that was just a wine cellar. Back upstairs we go.
bye. Okay, well, I guess
Guess we go
let's
back to following the mosaic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to have to get way farther into this place before we find the thing we're looking for.
Hmm.
Although I would say it's more likely to be down than up.
Well, doesn't help if we don't have a down or up. up to go.
Yeah, there's currently
no, it
no
doesn't.
stairs except the one for the cellar, so.
Well, no, I'm just saying that if we do find stairs,
So you slide the next pair of double shutters open, and it leads out into the largest chamber that you have come upon yet,
oh look, stairs.
which appears to be a. I guess the best way to describe it is almost like a gallery, where there is a large open space with a spiral staircase in the center, a very ornate spiral staircase made of some sort of marble material, or marbled material. Running maybe 20 feet or so above you is another level that runs around that looks down into the central area. And then further up again, there is another layer set slightly further back. And it all looks down into the center of this chamber, and as the spiral staircase goes off, there's several offshoots that go to the various levels above you. Gauging from where you were previously to where you think you are now, you are probably inside the central gold spire, and from here outwards, presumably the rest of the fortress sprawls above you. The ice wall over here is even stronger. There is a large glacial chunk that is just taking up a large corner of the room. That spreads up to the layer above it, and as you look up, it seems like the either the source of the ice or the source of the water that is creating the ice is coming from above. However, with a quick glance around the chamber, you also notice that on the other side of this spiral staircase, although it blocks most of the vision, you can see just about that there is a pair of heavy metal doors on the far side.
Does the spiral staircase go just up?
It goes purely up, yes. It goes to 3, maybe 4 levels above.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but iron doors definitely strikes me as higher security stuff you want to keep safe.
On one hand, yes, on the other, also there's more than just treasure that you want to keep safe.
True.
At least
Well, what do you think then? Stairs or through the iron door? Those are
I
our
feel like the
options.
door is gonna be locked, just a sense.
Yeah, probably.
you could give it a gentle tug just to see if it's locked or not.
I mean, yeah, it's worth double checking.
Question: how loudly are you having this conversation?
Probably pretty quietly still, because we're still trying to
Yeah.
Yeah.
creep
Okay.
around.
Give me respective stealth checks.
Oh no.
+10.
Oh shit, son.
Oh god.
33.
Well,
Already
there
the right-
goes. Oh my god, that is the.
Oh,
that is the
Oh,
best
for
we've ever
fuck's
rolled.
sake.
We all knew this was coming.
So,
This is coming.
as you are having this conversation and moving quietly across the stone floor, Elizabeth and Arya, you both pause and like hold up your hands to halt the conversation, as from the layer above you, you hear like almost like a low grunting noise that is followed by like a throaty like lizard-like noise that is answered by something also on the floor above you. There's the sound of a couple of heavy footfalls, and then everything falls quiet again.
Oh, that's not concerning at all.
Sure, that's fine.
Close the door. Back out and close the door. Shutter.
So you're moving back into the corridor and closing the shutter.
I mean, that's what Elizabeth's saying. Whether or not everyone else does that, it's a...
Anyone?
Everybody,
Yeah.
hello?
I mean, it
No, I
seems
just.
like... Grim's just like, what? Why are we doing that?
What? Why would we turn back now?
You have to speak louder. I don't have my hearing aid.
Hello?
Oh god, Grim with hearing aids is the worst.
Jesus.
No, I've got mental image of Grim as just the old lady in that vine. Just, everyone prank. Burn! Grim's just like, did someone say something?
I mean, I guess we just keep going forward, right? 'Cause,
Yeah, well, there's no turning back now.
If you think you've heard something.
No, well, I definitely heard something.
Well, you would have all heard the noise. Like definitely, like the noises from the creatures above was loud enough to be audible, especially in the empty, echoey chamber. It's just a case of, are you turning back or are you going in?
yeah, I mean, go in, I guess.
Okay.
You can still see invisible things, right?
Well, Arya can sense them and Elizabeth can see them. Up to 60 feet or something like that.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's what Grim's asking.
I was asking. Yeah. That was a.
Yes, it lasts an hour.
Oh,
So I imagine we're not going up.
not yet.
I mean, are the doors even open?
I mean, yeah, should we... Let's head for the doors, I guess?
I assume we can't really see through the ice from this side either.
No. Though, from your general spatial awareness, you assume it's the same ice.
Oh, like, but in the other one headed towards. Oh no, never mind. That was something. It's like we didn't that head to like up some stairs or something, but
No. As you get about halfway across the room, all moving as a unit, give me another stealth check.
Okay, well.
Because I was going to say, we've got Jayla and Luka, the two people who never
For
who
fuck's sake.
just don't move their tokens. Hey, it's better than a nat 1.
It's only slightly better than that.
Okay, so that's 26, 14, 12, 15.
22.
Y'all stop being so bad.
Oh yeah, 22, yeah.
We have disadvantage also, okay? Like,
Yep.
let's not help it.
well, let's be honest. If I didn't have disadvantage, it would have been 3 and 4. It's
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like, still, though, it
It's
doesn't
not
help
great.
us.
that's
Okay.
Yeah, without disadvantage though, Kelariis, you would have got 27.
Okay.
well.
That is unfortunately 3 out of 4 failures.
Awesome.
So you hear the lizard-like croaking and barking happen again, and the heavy sounds return, this time a lot faster. And the 4 of you immediately notice as climbing down the outside of the spiral staircase, like down the architecture itself, not down the actual stairs, descends one very large blue lizard.
Oh,
Oh, hello,
There's
friend.
a large blue
Uh,
lizard.
And as you all turn and like make yourselves ready, there are 2 heavy thuds as one more drops, and a third one from the balcony right next to you.
oh God.
Great, cool.
Does he slip on the ice? No.
No.
It was worth a shot.
These things, by the way, have a bluish purple skin tone that they themselves seem to be tinged with frost.
Mm.
How are you all reacting to this? They are definitely making like stalking predatory motions towards the 4 of you.
Cool, great. I'm assuming that none of us recognize what these are.
Give me Arcana checks,
Yeah.
Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
because these are not
Awesome.
natural creatures.
Love not
Okay.
knowing anything.
Boom
Okay.
shakalaka.
Okay. So
We've been getting a lot of nat 1s and nat 20s this session.
yeah, Arya and Kelariis, you have no idea what these creatures could possibly be. Grim, these look like, they look like large ice elementals of some kind.
Perfect.
And from the way that their breath like clouds around them, it looks like they have the innate ability to harness the magical cold around them. Elizabeth, these look like depictions you've seen in probably in your parent stories, in academic texts, and probably even from stories that Khadija has told you. They look like salamanders, except they're cold.
Cold boys.
Oh, the poor thing.
Boys?
Crack open a cold one with the
I was gonna
boys.
say, let's crack them open, lads!
Oh,
Crack 'em open.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean,
well, we might
yeah,
end up
if they're
cracking
just
them.
stalking and not outright running at us.
They're not running at you yet, but one of them is
Yes.
very close.
Yeah, Elizabeth's just gonna, like... Elizabeth might just say in Orin, like, hey, guys.
Ah,
How
I'm
are
sure
you
it's gonna work.
doing?
Oh my God.
Hey guys, how's it
Hey
going?
guys, what's up?
So Orin is a dialect of Primordial, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. They pause momentarily, sort of. And there's like a hint of recognition of understanding. And then they say something back to you in the primordial language that you probably don't understand.
I mean, I do know Primordial as well.
Oh, you know primordial as well. Okay.
Yeah, I know Primordial and Orin.
Okay. Give me a history roll.
Speak.
Okay. So, yeah, they pause, they look at you, confused for a moment, and they say back to you in primordial, speak you the old tongue.
I guess then I'd reply just in regular primordial. I do, yes.
Then know you should that trespass is forbidden here. Why have you come?
We simply come for pieces of Ætrine. Nothing more.
Okay. So the one that's climbing down the staircase, drops to the ground, takes a tentative couple of steps, in this direction. Pauses for a moment.
Is that the one that's talking then, or?
Yes. It definitely seems to be the one that is leading. It contemplates you for a moment, sort of sniffs the air, and then sort of says, what allegiance do you bear? Who sends you?
We come on our own initiative.
Then you are scavengers, thieves.
I mean, yes.
No.
Scavengers, I suppose, would be more accurate than thieves.
Give me a persuasion roll.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
What's 17? Not bad.
Yeah, I've got a +2.
Rob is deciding.
I guess can I add, I would style myself at least as more of a scholar.
Okay. Yeah. So they seem to consider among themselves, and there's an exchange of body language between the three of them. At which point the lead salamander sort of lowers itself to the ground, cocks its head at you, and just sort of says, picked clean long ago this place was by kith and kin of yours. Long gone are treasures that you might seek. All that remains now in the halls is that which slumbers.
I see.
Do you?
Might you know where we could find these crystals? And here, then we shall bother you no more.
It looks at you again, sort of considers long for a moment, and then sort of takes a step backwards to go back towards the staircase, and it just sort of says, we cannot for the treasures of those. We cannot for the treasures of those who came before. It is not our purpose to. It is not our place to guard this fortress relics. We care only that none return. Search if you must. but go no further than this floor, lest you invoke the wrath of the Elder Tempest.
Further up, that is.
You can assume that from what it means, yeah.
You have my word. This floor only.
The one closest to the staircase disappears off up the staircase back to the layer above. The one that was hanging over the balcony, the one that jumped down from the balcony as well, retreats up this way and disappears. And this one goes and sits on top of the ice shelf and just watches you.
Valid.
So Elizabeth lets out one big sigh of relief. And she turns to everyone else and says, "So, they'll allow us to search this floor only."
What exactly did you say to them?
I just told them why we were here. That we were here for Ætrine. They don't care for what's actually here, they just don't want people to come here. So we can't venture further up the floors, or we'll annoy the Tempest. But yeah, that lead Salamander said that we could search the rest of this floor at least.
Well, guess we might have a look.
Guess I'll just start walking towards this metal door.
Okay.
I'll check to see if it's locked.
So you try the handles, and yes, it does appear to be locked.
Great.
There is a large and fairly obvious keyhole that indicates where it should be opened from.
I suppose there's no other way to open the doors.
Well, I don't have the spell prep that would let me open this door, admittedly loudly, but we still have thieves' tools, don't we?
I was gonna say, doesn't Grim have thieves' tools?
Ouch. No, I don't think we ended up getting those.
Oh, I
So,
thought you did.
somebody had thieves' tools at some point. It's
Yeah, we
it's
definitely
whether
have
you
thieves'
still
tools,
have
right?
them.
I'm pretty sure we did get thieves' tools, and I'm pretty sure they were given to Arya because Arya's the one with Dex.
That would make sense.
Oh, the one with the nimble fingers.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have thieves' tools.
Oh shit.
Well, I
Are they in the
haven't
bag
checked
of
my
holding?
character sheet yet, so assumed it was in the bag of holding.
If you don't have it in the bag of holding or on your character sheet, you do not have them with you.
I don't think we have it with us.
God damn it.
Well, rip, I guess.
Because I thought we were going to buy them and then we aborted at the last second.
Oh. Does this seem like a lock, like a door that has, like a lock that could be opened just from the other side? Like without a key?
No. Or at least, well, not that you can tell from this side.
Yeah. Can we peer through the keyhole?
You can. On the other side, it is dark.
It's double doors.
It is double doors, yes.
Does that mean is it only the one keyhole though?
Yes, singular keyhole that is like holding the two doors. I should probably point out that due to the way like the doors like lip up against each other, it is almost like an airtight seal against the stone. These doors.
Yeah, I'm not guessing the hinge is the outside, right?
No, and actually, from looking at it, the hinge system seems to be built into the wall itself.
Is there anything magical about the doors?
Give me an Arcana check.
For fuck's sake.
Not that can be identified with a simple evaluation. No.
Because the thing is I can get me and one other person through. But if we can't open it for the others, then that's useless.
Well, might not be useless, but we might want to know what is on the other side. She said it's dark. Can't you just shine some light through?
Well, yeah, that's what I'd like to try and do.
Yep.
Can I get my dagger light and peek through it?
Okay. Yeah, you shine the light from an angle and peer through. It's difficult to discern, but it looks like there is a staircase that goes down.
That does give me an idea, though. Kelariis, you can take yourself and one other person through.
Correct.
But we can't. I mean, I
Wait.
guess we can technically see through it because.
Oh, wait,
Can I see through it enough to misty step to the side of the door?
In theory, yes.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Well, we could do that, I guess.
I will still need to be the +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grim's
But all
the
of us
+1,
can
and
misty
me and
step,
Arya
so.
can misty step through.
But I'm not gonna wish myself to the other side of the door.
No, please
No.
do
That would be
not.
such
Yeah,
a
do
waste
not.
of wish. Oh my god.
I wish I could
Okay.
unlock this door. Anyway.
Grim says, "I wish I could unlock this door," and a key just goes ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I will misty step to the other side of the door.
Okay. You misty step to the other side of the door.
Shwoop. Which also means I have light on the other side of the door, so the rest of you can just peer through the keyhole. Oh well.
This is
you know.
such a hack.
Yep.
This is
We're
like when
literally
you
hacking.
boundary break in video games.
Well,
Yeah, it
this is
literally boundary breaking.
this
right
is
here.
this is high level problem solving with magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
feel like I've just done? I feel like I've just done like a Final Fantasy XIV bug where if you like run into a corner you can just no clip through physics objects.
Yep.
See, the thing is, it's all like fine and like it's all good now. But if we ever need to get out again,
In a hurry.
Yeah.
Well, we can always teleport away.
yeah. But you know, there's
That's
like
just the cheap way of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's-
Arya, you're using your racial misty step to go through.
Yeah.
Okay. Book. And Grim and Kelariis, you're getting together and dimension dooring.
Yes.
Book.
Oh. It is not what I thought was on the other side of the door.
It's just a staircase.
It is a staircase that goes down.
I,
down.
for some reason, thought it was one of those other, like, double doored areas.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting a corridor then stairs, not just immediately
Nope.
stairs, but you know,
Just
immediately stairs.
immediately stairs.
You just
That's-
trip your way down the stairs as soon as you teleport. Ugh, rip us, I guess.
I guess yeah. Let's go down the stairs.
Yep. Okay. So there is no map for this, so we'll just go back to the image. But you descend down the staircase into darkness with Elizabeth's light held above you. And you like it descends a short way and then levels off into a an open chamber with wooden racks lining the walls. Whilst there's no leftovers to sort of indicate that it was once a like an armory of sorts, it is reminiscent of the weapon racks you have back at the Amber Eagle Keep, which are stationed in strategic positions should you ever need to use them. you step into what is essentially like a small armory and like small guard post, which makes sense, sort of, as the Citadel has this grand main area. It would probably want to keep like the more military purpose like off to one side, but within arm's reach. But this place has long since been picked clean. You travel a short distance further in, and it is immediately obvious as you step a short distance further in that whoever the inhabitants of this guardhouse once were, not all of them went quietly. As there is a number of small, like, brown, aged bloodstains in the stone.
Lovely.
I guess.
Which immediately suggests that the individuals who died here were not Djinni, because Djinni do not bleed, and were unlikely to be elementals either, so were either possibly Arakoa or Genasi, based on what you've already seen. You proceed a short distance further into this area, and it splits off into essentially like 3 small corridors. One that looks like a small like barracks, where there's like the frames of what perhaps were once a number of bunk beds. There is another corridor that looks like it leads up to somewhere on the surface, by the way that you can hear the wind howling down the tunnel towards you. And there is another pathway that leads into a larger chamber that is has an ornately decorated, again, marbled stone wall, and set into that marbled stone wall is a huge pair of greenish metal gates. I don't think any of you have ever seen adamantine before, have you? Or have you?
No, we have. I think.
Oh, you have seen it.
Like we found some in the what are they called? We found like an adamantine helper or something.
Yes, in what's his name's armory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
so you do know adamantine. So there are 2 doors made out of solid adamantine. You can only imagine how much money it must have cost to build this, and how much these things must weigh, which is presumably why nobody's made off with them yet.
Yeah.
To your benefit, the doors do not seem to be locked. They do have a locking mechanism, but they are not currently locked, as they are currently about a foot ajar from one another.
Ah, good. I need to peek through the keyhole again.
I guess we all work together to push the fucking mega doors open.
Actually, before we go ahead and push,
Nope.
does anybody find it odd that these doors are open and the ones upstairs were locked?
I
That is
mean,
a little weird.
perhaps because the ones upstairs were locked.
Mm.
So you would leave the giant... Well, maybe they want to come back for the door itself.
It is a little weird.
I will say it's probably not the weirdest thing that's happened to us here or ever.
No. But it does kind of hint that there might maybe be something down here.
Yeah. Well, just keep on your toes.
Okay. So, between the 4 of you, you manage to push on the doors enough to get them to move, and as you do so, you feel them give and begin to slide, and there's almost like a mechanism that you can feel moving as the two doors slide in tandem, open. And on the other side is a vast treasure vault stacked to the ceiling with absolutely nothing.
So I guess the most valuable thing here is the doors.
The chamber opens up into a basically like a hefty, like secured stone walled room that at one point has had had pedestals and stone shelves to store treasures on. The entire place has been picked clean.
Kind of makes sense.
Well, the crystals we're looking for, are they innately magic?
From what Khadija said, not necessarily.
Can I check this room for secret doors?
You can give me an investigation check.
Yeah, at least somebody's remembering secret door checks.
I mean, let's be real. It was never going to be any of
The
us.
worst one yet.
So Elizabeth, you check the four walls for any sign of secret doors. And as you're running your hand over one of the walls, you get a static shock.
Oh shit.
All right.
I was in character.
Yeah. No. That was also.
That was pretty
Fine.
bad.
Sorry.
Unless you accidentally hurt yourself IRL.
Well then.
Huh.
I'll just run my hand over that bit of wall again.
Okay. So you run your hand over the bit of the wall again, and there's a faint tingle, but it doesn't shock you again.
Okay. There's clearly something there. I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing while Elizabeth does that?
I guess whilst she's doing that, I might as well use my little expertise that I have on mechanical.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to investigate?
Well, I guess I'd start off by trying to deduce why it might be called, like why it might be tingly, and if that means there's like, well, and then there's obviously like any hinges, that kind of stuff.
Why is door tingle?
Why?
It's not
why
even a
is there-
door. It's a fragment. It's a section of the wall.
Oh, it's a
Why
wall.
do
Why?
wall tingle?
Why does wall tingle?
Why does wall
Why
tingle?
tingle?
Please
Why does wall
make
shock?
me a why does wall tingle roll.
And what? How do we measure tingliness?
What
Investigate the
you're using a proficiency, right?
I get like I don't actually. I think it's usually history or something. It's a weird one.
I mean, at this point,
Wait.
everything is a weird one with us.
Well,
Um,
this is
I
base
thought you were
mechanics.
Well,
discussing the
It's
fact-
weird.
Yeah, you,
Yeah, I think.
find whatever your gnome feature uses and roll that.
Yeah, like it uses history for art, like for artificing and that kind of stuff.
Sure, give me that then.
Why do we
But
do
yeah.
that?
Okay.
There's a weird green man behind it. Who everyone dislikes.
Oh, and if it counts as one of those checks, I do get a bonus. I double my proficiency, so a bonus 6.
Okay.
29.
Okay. So you begin like poking and prodding at this wall and trying to work out why this thing tingles, and you come to the deduction that basically this small panel in the wall is it's not stone, it's metal. And it appears to be a highly conductive metal.
Perhaps one that could interact with a certain shocking grasp.
It's something that could definitely carry a current.
I'm still just drawing stuff
And
on the wall.
Considering that the Djinni are well known for their command of magics of the air, lightning, and thunder, that would certainly be a good way for a Djinni to conceal a secret of some kind that others would struggle to open without magical aptitude.
Well, we're gonna need to we could I guess you were still busy, Elizabeth.
Well, if it takes you less than 10 minutes to discover that, please share it with the class.
Yeah, but
I'd say you're finishing up by the time Grim finishes his deductions.
What I was thinking is, like, if Elizabeth is still busy, I'll mention it. Like, I'll just be like, I'm not gonna like keep to myself, but I think we need an electrical shock. But Kelariis, you do lightning, right?
A bit of it, yeah. Do you want me to breathe on the door?
Well, it's not a door, but breathe on it anyway.
Sorry, the wall, I guess.
And I'll try and I'll use some chalk to mark the area.
Yeah, you draw around the outside of the panel.
But I will breathe on the wall section that Grim indicates to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Breathe on it.
Like, it's easier if you have a target than it's just like breathe on the random wall.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so you are using your dragon's breath on the wall.
Yes,
There we
my
go.
hesitance was not the
Okay.
breathing on the target in front of the wall, it was the breathing on the wall.
So, Elizabeth, you finish ritual casting detect magic. Nothing appears from your magical detection. And right as you're like finishing up, Kelariis just opens her mouth and just unleashes the dragon's fury on the wall. You hear the unmistakable sound of machinery grinding, and not 2 feet from Arya, a section of the floor begins to descend and turns into a staircase. You hear mechanical grinding, a crunching sound, the sound of something breaking, and the air in the room is filled with the unmistakable acrid stench of burning. You opened the secret passageway, but you probably overloaded it.
Oops. Well,
It probably will
Wait.
not close again.
Oh well.
Wait.
fair.
It's too strong.
See, that's really weird because technically the lightning breath is weaker than shocking grasp now.
Is it?
Well, how much is your?
Well, it just depends on
Lightning
the
breath.
strike power of the caster as well. Sure, you
Yeah.
like 20th level
It's-
caster might be stronger, but
It's also to do with the level of control.
Oh,
Ah.
right, yeah, true.
Oh yeah, I just breathe out real hard.
Yeah.
Also, it's 5d6 that I roll, so I don't think that is actually weaker than your shocking grasp.
I don't know. What's better, 5d6 or 4d8?
I'd say 5d6 on average because it's
Yeah.
just purely the average. Better.
Also, I don't have to stand next to somebody to do this. I can just stand 30 feet away from them
Yep.
True.
and hit people in the line.
Again, it's not about the damage dice, it's about the degree of control.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I did just
it-
kind of breathe aggressively on a wall.
It's the difference between, like, putting an electric current through something and zapping it with a Tesla coil.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess let's go down these stairs.
Yeah,
Lit down there? It's probably dark down there, isn't it?
it does appear to be dark, yes.
I still have dagger light.
Okay.
We can also do your sword.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, I'll
his sword.
probably will just because.
Okay, so
the light's nice.
you all ignite lights. You continue down the stairs and into a short corridor that stops before a set of doors, again made from adamantine. These ones are not propped open; they are closed. But the moment you come within maybe 5 feet of the doors, all of your light sources are magical, correct?
Yes.
Yes. All of your light sources extinguish. And anyone standing within 5 feet of the doors, you feel your any magic items that you are using or any magical abilities that you have are suppressed.
Oh no.
You have
I
entered
don't
a
like
zone
this
of
at all.
anti-magic.
Yeah, we sure have.
Elizabeth suddenly looks very panicked.
I don't really notice, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
Grim
Yeah,
has no
like,
idea
Grim probably
what's
felt
going
pretty.
on.
What?
I'm now just imagining like Grim like bashing the sword, like you know when a torch doesn't quite work properly. He's like ding 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 ding.
Why is this thing working?
Oh, well,
Elizabeth's just gonna nervously shuffle nearer Kelariis.
um, well, we do still have actually 3 torches, so
Wow.
well, like we kind of had them and we never got rid of them, so
Yeah, fair enough.
I
Oh,
think
yeah, I
we've
say
got
that, but I'm
lots
pretty
of
sure
items.
I have torches just on my person.
We
Yeah, I
might-
think you do.
I've definitely got a lantern somewhere.
Got like 7 torches. Yeah, we can just pull in a torch.
I have dark vision.
I don't have a lantern.
Yeah, well, look, not all of us
Yeah,
do,
well-
okay?
Shut up, you fancy elf. You've got fancy elf eyes. We get it.
Okay, so
Anyways.
between you light up physical torches.
I
Yeah.
don't have a lantern. That's fine.
And yeah, you are presented with the large set of slightly smaller set of adamantine doors, which seem to have no handle and no lock.
Can we just push these ones?
You push on them; they are very solidly closed.
Well, if this is an anti-magic zone, I have no idea what to do.
well,
Do they slide instead of push?
They do not. They regardless of your efforts to move them physically, they do not budge.
And there's no
Regardless of
like
who does it.
hidden trigger somewhere.
Well, you'd have to make an investigation check to look for
Okay,
that.
well, can I make it?
You may make an investigation check.
Can I also make an investigation check?
You can, yes.
Can I just help Arya?
Okay.
Oh,
Never mind.
Right.
Help Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'll help Elizabeth then. Well,
Okay.
she doesn't need my help.
Well, roll again just in case. Okay.
No crit.
just make it first.
So, Elizabeth, as you take in this door, there is a faint like level of carving in the door itself. Like there is a stylized scene of figures basically like standing to attention with like spears and shields. And as you investigate, there is like the phonetics of the primordial alphabet run around the outsides of these shields, and as you sort of like lean on them and like check examine them with your fingers, the shields slide.
Oh.
Is that good or bad?
And the shields have writing on them.
And they have the phonetics of the primordial language on them.
Well, no.
I assume then, just like English alphabet, there's an order of some sort.
Yeah, like A B C D. Yes,
Yeah.
you could put them phonetically in the order.
Yeah, is it possible to order them like that?
There's not enough.
Ah. Oh,
Um,
interesting. So it must be just
if-
like a word.
yes, that's the suggestion.
Okay. It's not as easy as just the word open.
Open would be too short.
Open sesame.
Open sesame.
It's you have 3 syllables.
Wait, What was the warlord's name?
Rashar.
That's too short.
Praise Rashar. Well, you know, sometimes people are vain.
I mean, And what was the name of the palace again?
The name of the palace is the Citadel of Golden Spires.
Okay, now.
Three syllable.
It's not just entrance.
It's a very weird way of saying entrance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm trying
I
to
was
say
like, what?
syllables. I'm trying to do the syllables. Shut up.
Wait, there are no real clues on the thing, are there? Like,
Yeah, it is a scene of humanoid figures in with spears and shields. That's the only indication that you have.
Unless it's attention. Because they're standing to attention.
You can try it.
If I can try it, I'd like to try it.
It does not work.
so
General?
Doesn't work.
hey, what are those ice things called?
Salamanders?
Way too many syllables.
Yeah. Well, you know, I didn't know if they had a fancy name, perhaps. Outfit, no. Militia.
No, militia's not bad.
Nope.
I mean, if it's
Guys
syllables,
with
is it not
spears.
a set of specific syllables?
Sorry, say that again?
Like, if you say it's, certain syllables, what are those certain syllables?
The best way to describe this is the primordial language is phonetic, but around the outside of the shield you have like all of the possible if you were to have this in English, it would be like A B C D E F G, like the whole alphabet around the outside of the shield. But it's not because it's a phonetic language. It's there's a lot less of them.
So in other words, we could
But
make
you've got the full
yeah.
alphabet on a wheel, but you've only got 3 syllables.
Okay, so it's like, so it's what, arranged so we can make any 3-syllable word.
Yes.
Okay.
And the slots are around the edge of a shield?
Yes, and there are 3 shields.
Try Guardian?
Guardian's a good shout.
Guardian
Give that a go.
does not work, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Ah!
Not that good.
Are they a specific type of shield?
Give me a history check.
See, now I'm also stuck on the fact that they're in, like, the slots are on shields.
So they're just they aren't specific like styles of shields. They're all just like buckler shields.
Okay. So free. What was it? It was free kind of soldier-like guys with spears,
Yes.
and that's basically all we get.
Correct.
Well, and then Phalanx Bros? I don't know.
Wow.
I mean,
Phalanx
shield
bros.
phalanx is 3 words or 3
Shield
syllables
phalanx.
even.
Yeah, you know what? That makes sense.
Phalanx bros is very good though.
Again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I will say from the way they position together, it looks like it's a single word.
Okay. We're narrowing it down.
Are we?
Honestly,
I
my-
mean, in a way, yes, because we know that it is one word that is 3 syllables.
Honestly,
so...
my next guess was Fusto Ra, but that's
Was
yeah.
what?
You got
Fusto Ra. Oh, but no.
That's.
defensive.
Are you trying to do force balance push? 'Cause that's not even the right order.
yeah, it's Fus Rodar, but never mind.
It's fine.
Fucking.
They do
it's
was
been a
there,
while.
doesn't matter.
God,
It's
have
been a
you
while.
even played Skyrim? Like, come on.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
Oh my god, y'all.
before we started, I tried to screw 2 screws into each other.
Minnie, are you okay?
Jeez, I don't think any of us. I'm starting to think most of you guys were lying when you said you were okay when we started.
Oh.
I did not say I was okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just made a noise in my defense.
This is
Okay,
fine.
fair.
But a single word. 3 people with a spear. Are they armored?
Yes.
And it was. Free
It
some.
doesn't count man at arms as one word because of the hyphens.
No.
What? One word, 3 syllables. Somehow related to 3
I-
dudes. with
I
spear.
will say as well from the with the way that the primordial language is constructed, Elizabeth would know this. To spell something with just the phonetics, it has to be something basic, like a simple concept or a basic word. It is not. It's not a grand or complex idea.
Yeah, but even that, it's too complex for us simpletons.
Well, I'm saying things like man at arms, like that's
Yeah, no.
beyond the space of what.
But would something along the lines of like guardian be closer to?
Yes, yeah, like
Okay,
guardian is a simple concept. Yes.
Okay. I almost for a second felt us moving towards like too simple.
Well, 3 syllables kind of limits the simpleness or simplicity.
Could it just be a treasurer? Or like treasury?
I think we need to think more about who was this guy.
Yeah, you try treasury. Treasury does not work.
We tried defensive as well, correct?
I don't think we tried defensive.
You have not tried defensive.
Can we?
Although,
You tried defensive, it does not work.
Or defender.
should we say just for convenience that whenever we guess, basically all the suggestions we guess, unless it's really stupid.
Yeah. Guessing wrong doesn't seem to have any impact.
Yeah.
It's not like when you fuck up a puzzle and something drops on your head to kill
No.
you every time.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's not like Skyrim puzzles where they
No.
just shoot poison needles at you.
Well, also because there's no way to recognize you inputting a combination. It's just you're just scrolling wheels until something goes click.
Yeah, valid.
Defender.
Can we just start doing that?
You can, but you're brute forcing a puzzle. And it will just
It'll take ages.
Yeah.
And with how many combinations you can get out of this, it's gonna
It'll be
take...
like
it would take you like literally days to crack this by
think
brute forcing it.
Monkeys, typewriters, and Shakespeare.
Well, I was gonna think brute force password hacking in
Yeah.
computers.
Yeah, we are not a quantum computer that can just do it all instantly.
Well, honestly, that even those can't do it instantly. So.
No.
No. Is it just password? No.
Well, password is only 2 syllables.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was being silly. The password is password.
And no, it's not banana.
Damn it. Is a banana not a simple concept?
It is,
Well,
it's just
as
not the password. I'm just telling you here and now.
Now my
Hmm.
brain's thinking of a password, but it's with no way it's that.
Try it, I guess. Let's hear.
No, you don't want me to try it because it's a really niche history reference that I don't know if Ferrous will get, and therefore it
Well,
won't be password.
Don't think about would Ferrous understand the password. Think about would General Rashar use it as a password. Because at the end of the day, that's the person who's put the password in, not me.
Well, yeah. He probably wouldn't use
Weaklings?
that because I'm not sure if he'd know to pronounce it the same way
That's
we do.
like 2.
Yeah, but like, you know.
Also not a simple concept.
This is this is where the second age gets
Oh,
fucked over by a
So-
word.
Champion.
Powerful. Perhaps.
You try powerful, you try champion, no, do not work. I will say, you can continue to guess at this, or you can try and deduce from what you know about this character. And you can ask me questions about what you can deduce about the character.
Well, I guess. Well, I think basically all we know that is that he's a general, right? Do we know anything else? At least,
He
like,
was a warlord,
He was a warlord,
Warlord.
yes.
conqueror.
Conqueror does not cut it, no.
Oh, my idea.
But yeah, from what Khadija told you, he was a warlord who basically had plans to overthrow the empire.
Is Empire it?
Empire's 2 syllables.
Emperor is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Emperor, Imperial.
Emperor and Imperial both do not work.
But like, he wouldn't name like you wouldn't use your password as the thing you're trying to destroy. Would you?
Right. Righteous isn't 3 syllables.
No, righteous is 2 syllables. Also not a simple
Righteous,
concept.
Yeah, true.
Well, it's gonna be. Does he have any hobbies? No. Like, I feel like that's too.
Not that Khadija told you.
Well, those statues were presumably of him, like the warlord.
Well, the statue, yes,
Yeah, the statue, and then there was the.
and the shattered amphora of him driving off enemies.
He was wielding a mace on the amphoras, and in the statue he had like a prism.
He had a prism and a wild boar. I mean, give me an insight check, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay, so from what you witnessed from the statue and the amphoras, the statue was likely an indication of prosperity. Like he's showing off the riches and bounty that he's got. The amphoras were definitely like sort of more like a warlike conquest. So there seems to be 2 sides to this man.
Yeah. We need to think of how he. It's probably like how he sees himself.
Or what he wants.
Yeah.
Should we take a short break and then come back?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.